Welcome to Turkish-American Hour. I'm Gökşin. We have Goknur Olguner in our studios today. And Goknur Olguner is a painter, photographer, and let's hear from her own words. Goknur, please tell us about your background.
Inviting me, first of all.
You're welcome.
My background is actually on literature, and after I moved to States, I decided to take photography and painting more seriously. Then I went a couple of courses, and I went to Baltimore, MICA University, and took some drawing and gesture painting courses to improve my painting abilities.
And would you start with your photograph business first, then we'll pass to painting, how you had your paintings in Torpido Factory?
My photography career starts very strangely, actually. I was a painter at that time, and I was working as an editor-in-chief for a Turkish magazine in Baltimore. And they just stopped doing that business, and I was just started to shooting some photographs at my friends' weddings or engagement sessions. But it's totally friendly. I was thinking nothing related with business.
And you saw that you were great in photographs, huh?
My friends saw that I'm doing good, and they were telling me about, why don't you take it seriously, and took it as a business. And I went to Turkey, I shot some weddings there, and it came out really good, and people offered me some jobs, and I took it seriously. Then when I went back, I attended a couple of workshops here related with wedding photography. I took some lessons from a really good wedding photographers, and I went to their studios and worked for them for a while, and then decided to take it as my own job and created a good portfolio, good website, then took it from there.
And previously we were talking about your relations with your clients, and that was so nice that you said. Can you repeat it here as well?
Actually, I don't call them as a client. And they're my brides, they're my grooms, and I usually want to meet them before wedding. That means some photographers work, you know, they just want to go there and they just shoot the wedding. But for me, connection is one of the most important thing. And I spend some time with my brides, especially with engagement session before the wedding shootings. It'll be great to have those kind of sessions because you have the connection with them before wedding, before have that all stress related with wedding day. And it just, if you have that good connection, good vibe, and if they, you know, hire you that you're a good, you know, good photographer, and because of your personality, there'll be an awesome shooting that you'll about to embrace later. And that's something that I'm really fond of it, and that's what I'm looking for.
I can see that you're really enjoying your career in photography. Well, you might have lots of stories in your career, but is there a special story that you memorize that you would like to tell us?
Sure. Related with wedding?
With weddings, yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of story, but...
Let's choose one in it.
Okay. Oh my God. And one day, it was a usual wedding day, and it was in Baltimore again, and everything went really well, and all of a sudden rain starts to fall off, and my bride started to freak out, like, you know, just it's raining, what are we going to do? We can't have an outside shot. And I was like, okay, don't worry. And I just received a call from my assistant at that moment, because usually we spend different times in different places. First we start with church, then go to the reception area, and from that period of time, my assistant lost his way while he was trying to come to the reception area. Yeah, and you know, plus have the rain, that my assistant disappeared with the, you know, camera and stuff.
Oh my gosh! Yes. Then your profession comes in.
And I was like, I have one camera, one lens, and raining, obviously.
Like your heart.
It's my heart and my bride. and we talked. We had a really small talk, and I assure her that it'll be great, and don't worry about
how did
it.
It work?
It worked out really well. It came out really great from my point of view, and one picture from that wedding won a award, the one with the umbrellas. It's on my website.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
Yes.
That is a beautiful picture.
That's the picture that they were waiting the bride, but you see the huge umbrella. It was like raining cats and dogs, and it came out really well. I'm so glad, because usually, you know, everything was really stable during the day, you know, but when it comes like rain or anything like snow, anything, something different, it just puts a value to that wedding from my point of view. It's different.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's nice memory.
Yeah.
And would you tell us about your social work for UNICEF, which I really admire you doing so many social works, but one of it is UNICEF.
Thank you. UNICEF having a really great program with the wedding, they call it Wedding Favor. And this is one thing in my mind, that weddings are the, you know, things that people spend almost most of their money to it. They want it great. They don't really want to, you know, keep their money away from the good flower, good anything. They want to have it like everything in their best condition.
They spend all their savings.
That is
they
true.
don't care.
Even if they don't have a real money, they really want to have a good wedding. And I think people who really wanted to help somebody else during the wedding period is the best period to do that. And UNICEF has a great program to have that idea as well, and they have the Wedding Favor program. And I'm a favor of them as well, and I'm, you know, offering my clients some discounts if they're willing to participate that program.
So good. So you have the part of it as well, you know.
Yes,
that's very good.
And this is something that they purchase for their guests, and when they come, they have that information on their tables, and that explains that they have the you know, any kind of benefits had been true to their weddings throughout the UNICEF. So that's something. It's very, very good for them to feel they're helping while they're spending a lot of money for their wedding. It's just a really good way of saying thank you while they're spending a huge money on something else.
Oh, how good. Let's talk about your paintings.
Sure. My paintings, I always paint. You know, it's just when I was 16, I, you know, ruined my mother's carpet. You know, when I was 20, I ruined my sister's carpets, but they let me do that. So it's just, that's something that I really, I'm really thankful for them to, because my major was on literature, and I didn't go to a painting school or nowhere else in Turkey and here as well. It's
self-taught.
It's a self-taught, definitely. And one day, because it's piled up because of all the lessons I took, because of all the teachers I worked with, my work has been piled up.
You had quite a bit of profile.
Yeah, yes, and one day I decided I was taking some courses from Torpido Factory. One day I decided they have this residency program. I just applied as a mixed media artist with my portfolio and letter of intention. And I've been accepted in 2005. And I'm a resident artist in Torpido Factory right now.
That is so wonderful. That is so beautiful.
Thank you.
And we're so happy as a Turkish-American to be there. And what are the challenges of women in this business? Are there any challenges?
As in wedding photography business?
Well, let me correct it as being in art, photograph and wedding photograph or painting in the art business.
I don't see any bad view from, if you say challenges, especially I may say there's some advantages being a woman in wedding photography.
What is the advantages?
Most of the advantage that I feel bride is the center part of the day.
Yeah, of the
And
event, yeah.
girls understand each other more clearly than boy understand the girl. So that's something that I feel more, I feel myself more connected when it comes to being a photographer. And also there's one part that you can disappear. Bride doesn't see you as a photographer. She can take her gown off, she can wear something else. She doesn't have the, you know, acknowledgement of a man existence in the room. So there is one thing that I really appreciate, that I'm a woman who's shooting a wedding. So that's so one thing that I...
And when you connect art with your wedding photographs, and of course that is connected with a spiritual feeling, and it becomes wonderful, I guess.
Thank you.
And there's one more question. Being in art business, how much is it art? How much is it entrepreneurship? It's a little bit hard question maybe, but just feel free to answer it.
That is true that I'm making money from my art business, but whatever I do, I just do it for myself. If it's not good for me...
Of course, you have to survive at the side. You know?
Yeah, but it's just like, everything comes out from my heart. When it comes to painting, when it comes to photography, I don't do anything according my clients likes it or not likes it. I just do it. The most important person in that shooting or in that painting is my, you know, approval. It has to be my, you know, it has to come from my heart, not from my, how are they going to receive it or anything like that.
And is there any messages to our viewers? Any young photographers or young painters?
Sure.
Is there any message?
Sure, I have a lot of message.
Okay, so we'll listen to them.
Be courageous, be fearless, and don't accept any, you know, for instance, in my point of view, my literature major really put me away from art schools. I couldn't continue any art school because of my literature grad or undergrad. And if I stopped there, I should have doing something else maybe. It's just like, but I just took some extra courses instead of, you know, stopping there. Right now I can do paint, I can, you know, have a photography business. So just try to whatever you feel like
together well.
Yeah, true to yourself, find your what you really want to do in your life, and just do it. Enjoy what you're doing, what you're trying to give the message as. Definitely. Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Goknur, being with us. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you for watching Turkish-American Art. I'm Gökşin Keri. Hoşça kalın. Goodbye.